I am part of the original 3 people at the block party that thought we should talk about green initiatives based on an inconvenient truth.
We decided to meet once a month and have a project a season as a block, as a group.
That's been very fun. We tried to conduct what we call a zero waste block party. And we have 2 block parties a year, one in the early summer and one in the late summer. One's coming up this Saturday. And we put out 3 bins, and we do food waste, recyclable and non-recyclable. And we try to have people bring plates and forks and cloth napkins rather than plastic. And we also try to just reduce the food waste as much as possible. And that's been very successful, and it's very, very easy to implement.
Well, that once a month meeting changed my, oh yes, I want to live more green, to I'm acting green now. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do every change I can and find everything that's interesting.
I think it becomes a matter of conscious choice, which was the name of a magazine that has since gone away and is now called Mindful Metropolis. But it's looking for ways within their own homes, like walking or biking, or the carbon footprint of the food that you bring in, growing your own food, supporting local organic farmers and local vendors. I mean, for me, it's a mindset that I would encourage people to adopt.
We have a tiny little postage stamp of a yard in an urban environment. But going out the back door, there's a windy pathway through Espalier Fuji apple trees. There's 2 of those. And then there's a pergola with grapes. They're purple grapes that we use for making jelly. And there's also vines over each of the archways in and out of the garden, so that there's as much vertical space being used for CO2 exchange as possible. That'll lead us right to the garage where the chicken run is, and inside the garage where the chicken coop is.
I'm just always looking for ways that we can just do things a little bit differently. We too replaced all of our light bulbs with CFLs, and we're not heavy-duty composters or chicken raisers, but we're just always looking for ways that we can reduce, reuse, recycle.
Well, it's really about knowing where your food comes from, and eggs are a common ingredient to almost everything that is baked. I have one daughter who's very interested in becoming a chef. So to know that the egg is produced by a chicken that we feed gives a circular kind of exchange, and then the egg, I think we have a little more reverence for what goes into our breakfast meals and baked goods.
Not every household is like Margot's,
yeah.
And not all the kids are getting it at home, so school would be the perfect place to reinforce that.
The important strength of this is that a group of people support each other in making change. Making change is hard. Mm-hmm. Deciding that you're going to take your rooftop and make it a green space is a little bit unusual. Deciding you're going to have chickens in your backyard is a little unusual. If you have a group of people who support you in that, it's easier to make that change. That's the reason for finding either a block or a church group or a Girl Scout group or whatever group of people that can change as fast as they can.
Well, I think it's always a work in progress. Mm-hmm. And I think you have to really adopt one practice at a time and get comfortable with that and think about what else you could do that works for you.
But everybody has to make their own choices. As long as they're supported by a group, they'll make them more easily.